Hello everyone, welcome to day second of September Lead Code Challenge, and today's question is contain duplicates. Let's go through the question as usual. Given an array of integers, find out whether two distinct indices I and j in an array have an absolute difference of at most t, and such that the difference between I and j indices is at most k. So there are two upward constraints that you can see in this question. One is that the difference between any two elements should be less than equal to t, and the such and the data set that you get, the difference between their indices should be less than equal to k. So this seems like a pretty easy question. You can use the two for loops and get this running, but this is not the intent of this question. The expected time complexity to pass this question is order of n log k or order of n log n instead of order of n square. Let's jump on to the algorithm that will help us solve this question. So this is the slideshow that I have created. So there were two constraints that are upfront given in the question. There was another hidden constraint that was there, but you need to be little careful to observe it, little observant there. So this was the first constraint, that the difference between any two elements is less than equal to t. Very clear. The other difference was the elements should be such that their indices must have a maximum difference of k less than equal to k. This was also given upfront, less than equal to k. The third thing is that we would have to take a difference between two numbers. So suppose one number is 2 and other number is minus 2, then the difference between these two can exceed the integer range value, and hence may lead to an overflow of integers, which will give us false results. So you need to be very careful in questions where you have to do subtraction or addition, because this can lead to integer overflow, and hence your solution won't pass. How can we solve this question? This complexity we can use long while making the comparisons. So let's moving on to the algorithm that we have proposed. So we'll be using, so I'll not tell you what we'll be using. Let me just tell you what is the thought process behind using a binary search tree or a tree set. So there were two constraints in the question. One is t, the maximum difference between any two numbers, and other is k, the range of indices to be searched for. If you are at any particular index, and for in order to find a valid answer, you have to search for at max 4 places in this example. So if you are here, you have to consider only indices up to the fourth plus 4 positions. So consider it as a sliding window. So if you are here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so you will consider till here. The data set that you need to iterate over, this is a data set that you need to iterate over to find your valid answer. You can't compare this index with this index, because it is out of scope for this, and you can have numbers as afterwards 12 as well in most cases. For the comparison, for the next comparison, you will compare these four indices. So this will be at 1 and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the valid range for your. This is your search space. You reduce your search space to these many elements, which is kind of equal to the size of k. I hope I made it clear. So one constraint is that you have reduced your search space to. So we have reduced the sample space to the size of k that we understood. Now how are we going to solve this constraint of t less than equal to 3? How are we going to do that? If we are at a particular element, and if we maintain some kind of a sorted data structure, which will give us the immediate higher value or the immediate lower value, and we find the difference between these two the current value and the immediate higher, and the lower value and the current value. If we get this difference, and if this difference is equal to or less than t, then we found our answer. So this is a simple approach, and we will be exploiting tree set for this. So you maintain a sliding window of size k, and in that you search for an, with respect to the current element, you search for an immediate higher one and the immediate lower one, and you find the difference between higher minus current, lower minus current, and if that difference is equal to or equal to or less than t, you found your answer. So let me just iterate once so that you get the complete understanding what I'm trying to say. If you are at 99, let's take a simpler example where k equals to 3 rather than 4, so that the size is less. Otherwise we need to take a bigger data set array. If size equals to 3, then uh, 99 99 came, there's only one element, move ahead, then comes 1. So 99 minus 1, you are at 1, you find the next higher value in your. So in this example, let's suppose we are at 99 and we will check, there's only one element, move ahead. We 1 came, then at 1 you will check for the next immediate higher value and immediate lower value. Since there are only two elements presently, 1 and 99, so immediate higher one will be 99. So you find the difference, 99 minus 1 is 98, 98 is greater than t, it's not an answer, move ahead. Since there is no lower value, forget it. Now comes 7. You added 7 to your data structure, and you will check whether that for the next higher and the next lower value. So next higher is 99. So 99 minus 7, 99 minus 7 would give us 92, and which is greater than t, and so we discarded, it's not an answer. Then we calculated absolute value of the lower value as well. So 1 minus 7 is minus 6, absolute value is 6, and it's also greater than t, forget it, it's not an answer. Now comes 4. So there's a trick here that we have to keep in mind, that the size of the data structure increases beyond k. Hence we need to reduce the size. So we will reduce it, we'll remove the first entry from it. 99 got removed, 4 got added, the data set becomes something like this, 1, 7 and 4. You added 4, you check for the higher value and the lower value. So you will have 4 and the higher value is 7. So you calculate the difference, it's 3. 3 equals to 3 at your t value, and you found your answer, return true. Similarly, the other case would have been, had it been a case where like 1, in this case 1 minus 4 is also 3, that's great. Otherwise there would have been a case where you would have got 8 instead of 7 instead of 8 instead of 7, then using the other value it would have passed. Just an example to think of it. So consider these cases as your sliding window problem, where you're finding the next higher and the next lower and maintaining the size of the window as k and finding your answer. We'll be using tree set data structure for solving this, since it gives us the access, the search in an order of log n rather than iterating through all the elements. And Java has two inbuilt methods for this, seal and the floor value. So if you are at this particular value, seal will give you the immediate higher one, just the higher one, immediate higher one. And if you are at the and similarly the floor would be the immediate lower one if there are multiple values. And if you are at this point, so seal will give you the this value, and floor will give us the lower value, immediate lower one. Let's try and code this up. The coding part is really crisp and simple here. So let's try and code this up, defining a tree set, and I'll be taking long. As discussed, this is a hidden constraint, equals to new tree set. Just initialization of a variable set, iterating through all the elements. I is nums.length, I plus plus. Now let me just find my long value of this element. El equals to new long, since I'll be storing a long in my tree set. So nums of I, and then I'll start search for my floor value under the seal value. So long floor will give us set dot floor. We'll pass el. This will give us the floor value, and similarly we'll get another for seal value. So this is our seal value. Now we will check for the absolute difference between the current and the immediate higher and the immediate lower ones. So if floor is not equal to null, null check is important, and math.abs floor minus EL is less than equal to T, you return true. Similarly, you write the same thing with seal, the higher value. So seal is this updated, and now you will add the element in your tree set. Set dot add EL, you added it. The other check would be the size exceeding part. If set dot size is greater than k, remove the element that was added minus k times back, then the current value. Set dot remove. What you're going to do is you will remove nums of I minus k, and you will cast it to long as required, otherwise it will give us an exception. And if you don't find any, like if the code doesn't return true from here, that's the no answer for us, return false. Let's try and run this. Compilation error. Oh, I think set.seal is not a sealing. Yeah, sealing is a method, and it passed. Let me just explain how the constraints are working here and what is the time complexity. So this is a simple tree set declaration. You iterate it through the array. That means it will move. That it will run n log n times in your, like, this iteration will cause, this for loop will cause n iterations. You found the floor value that will be in log n, order of log n, because we are finding the immediate higher one, or the immediate lower one in this case. This is order of log n again, and you are finding the immediate higher one, and you check for the difference, and if it is less than t, you found your answer. That's great. You simply added it into your tree set, and if the size exceeds k, that means your size is, you're going out of range. You remove the element that was added I minus k times back, because that is out of window. That was due to k constraint that we have to take care of. The total time complexity becomes n log k. N log k actually, sorry, not, because the size of the tree set is always k, so it becomes n log k. Thanks for watching the video.